friends. Today is May 2nd, 2020. Today is my mom's birthday. She would have been 74 today. So in honor of her, we are doing a very gentle class, a short, gentle class. My mom taught what she called lay around old lady yoga, and proudly. So that's what we're doing today. I have a little bit of a plan, but I also lit a candle for her. Can you see on my altar? I'm trying to bring her through, and so she might interrupt me and be like, don't teach that pose. I don't like that pose. In which case I will change the plan. I also have a belly full of ice cream because I had ice cream for breakfast, which now we do every year to honor her. So again, gentle yoga, zero sweating, lots of laying around, a lot of relaxation, a lot of gentleness, a lot of love. So please join me. I think that's the right spot. Maybe up a little bit. We're going to be on the floor a lot, and we get to start in Shavasana. Yay. So come on down. And we get to start the class in the hardest pose. Remember, this is the hardest pose. Because in Shavasana, we are releasing everything. Remember, every pose in yoga, what we're trying to achieve is only using effort necessary to create the pose and releasing everything else. In Western culture, we're really, really good at effort. And I think it's driving us all crazy, making us all sick. And I think we put a lot of value in effort and arduousness. So the opposite is release and relax and trust and faith and surrender. And that's what we're doing. So allowing your body to completely surrender to the support of the floor. And you can wiggle every time you find a spot that's uncomfortable or that's just not really into the idea of releasing. Maybe wiggle it. Or a really good thing that I love to do is I send my breath to that spot. So right now my neck doesn't believe me that it can let go, that it doesn't have to hold up my head. So I'm sending my breath into my neck and reminding my neck that right now it can let go. If you want to, sometimes I'll do this where I'll just put my hands on my belly and really get in touch with my breath. So when I inhale, I'm going to push my belly into my hands. And when I exhale, I'm going to let my belly button drop back to my spine. And we're just going to let every breath be a big event, like a super big deal. Exhale, sink into the floor, release, let go, surrender. A few more breaths like this. Notice as your body gets soft, your brain gets a little quiet. As your breath slows, hopefully your mind slows, hopefully. Notice your mind, it always wants to pop either into the future or into the past. So just gently, lovingly, without judgment, just bring it back to this present moment and just remind your very diligent little mind. Right now we're just breathing. That's it. That's all we're doing, mind. That's it. On your next inhale, stretch your arms up over your head. Mine are going underneath my chest. This chest, not my actual chest. And stretch your legs out. Inhale, get yourself super long. And then we're just going to bring in one knee at a time with the breath. So inhale. Exhale, bring a knee in. Maybe you lift your forehead up to the knee on your exhale. And then inhale, stretch out long. Exhale, knee in. Back and forth. Inhale, knee, stretch out long. Exhale, knee in. Inhale, stretch out long. Exhale, knee in. One more time. Inhale, stretch out long. Exhale, knee in. And then this time, stretch out long. Both knees in. Squeeze yourself into a little ball. And then I like to put my hands behind my knees and roll. So give yourself a little free massage, right? Nobody's getting massages right now. Let your back press into the floor as you roll. Notice any kinks or tight spots. And then the next time you roll up, you're going to roll into a cross-legged position, and maybe you're going to stretch forward. Not far. You're not reaching for anything, but just a little hunchasana. You can let yourself hunch over, or you can reach, but you keep your butt on the floor. And then we're going to roll again. This time you're going to roll back into that same position, but the other foot in front. And it's going to feel weird. The wrong foot, right? The wrong foot's in front. And then just do that a few times. And if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. So back and forth. If it's not fun for you, just stay in that seated position or stay on your back. Rocking back and forth, different foot in front every time. You can stretch long or you can just hunch over, whatever you want. Nice and gentle. Enjoy the experience. So notice your brain is always wondering if you're doing it right. You know, is this right, Paula? I don't know. Is it good for your body? Are you enjoying it? Is it fun? That's what's right. Good. And then come on up. Great. So seated, again, I have my little, see what we want to do here. You're going to stretch your leg out, either leg. You're going to put the hand down that's with the bent knee. Oh, yes, that's what you're going to do. And you're going to make some big circles with the arm that corresponds to the stretched out leg. Just big circles with the arm. And then bring this arm up, and we're going to twist. So put the hand on your knee, look over your shoulder. I'm on my left side, so I'm twisting over my left shoulder. And then we're going to do open gate pose. So you're going to keep your left hand on the floor. I'm going to use my right arm nice and dramatically. You know how I love the dramatics. My right foot's going to go all the way flat on the floor. I'm going to come up onto this knee and stretch back. Ugh! It's like a full body yawn. Open up. And come on down. Beautiful. You're going to put both feet flat, point your fingers to your tush, and then just lift up. Just for a second. And then exhale, come down. Just a nice chest opener. And then other side. So I'm stretching my left leg out, right foot in. I'm putting my right hand behind me, making big circles with my left arm. And then I'm going to do open gate. So I'm going to stretch this left arm out. I'm going to let it lift me up. I'm on my right knee. My left foot goes flat. And then stretch. It can be more of a side stretch or it can be a back bend. And then exhale, come down. Good. Cross the legs again. It doesn't matter what foot is in front. Maybe you can get on your hands and knees by rolling over your feet. Maybe you cannot. Does not matter. Come onto your hands and knees. Some good old cat and cow. So whichever breath you like better. As we did before, I really like puffing up my back. So I like cat with the in-breath and cow with the out-breath. But if you like the opposite, which is actually more common, the cow with the in-breath and cat with the exhale, totally fine. Again, whatever works for you. So inhale and exhale at your own pace. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale one more. And exhale. So we're going to work on our balance just a little bit. You're going to hug your belly up away from the floor. I'm going to do left leg back, right arm forward. As long as it's the opposite leg and arm, it doesn't matter. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, just bring the elbow and knee together as best you can. If you have to put them down to do that, that's fine. Inhale, open. Stretch long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, squeeze. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And then this time, stretch out long. You're going to put the back toes, these are my left toes, down, and then stretch your right arm up to the sky. So push out through the back heel, so the left leg, the opposite leg is nice and straight. Open up the chest. Good. And then like we did before in another video, put your right hand down. Your right toes can swing out. And then open up into that assisted side plank. And stretch your arm up. If you want to get real into it, you might get a little sweaty, but you can come into a full side plank. So you're on the inside of the left foot and the outside of the right foot. Totally optional. And then come on back down onto your knees and come up back down into child's pose and rest. Good. Come on up. You're going to take the left leg, the one that was back. This is kind of weird. You're going to bring it behind and to the outside of the right. I just kicked my beanbag. Okay. Then walk your hands over to the left so that your hands line up with your body a little bit. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. And we're going to do a child's pose. As you go back, my right knee is going to come up off the floor. And you're not going all the way back. You're just kind of sinking back. And it's an opening for the outsides of the hips. And I feel it in my tush too. So the knee comes up and you just let your belly and body rest on your legs. And then come on up. And then come back onto the hands and knees. We'll do all that on the other side. So now my left arm and my right leg are going to go back. I'm going to inhale. And I'm going to exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, squeeze. And inhale, stretch out. And exhale, squeeze. And so this time, you're going to stretch out. The back toes go down. The left arm goes up. And so I'm stacking my shoulders. Straight line from wrist to wrist, like a flagpole. Good. Then bring that left hand down. My left toes are going to swing out to the side, off the mat for my kickstand. Inside of my right foot to the floor, right arm to the sky. And if you want to do full side plank, then you can bring the left foot back too. Totally optional. Big inhale. Exhale, back on your hands and knees. First, just a good old regular child's pose. Then come up onto your knees. And now you're going to bring your right knee behind and to the outside of the left. You're going to walk your hands over to the right so your wrists are under your shoulders. And then you're going to sink back again to a child's pose. Your left knee is going to come up. And you're just surrendering down. So you're letting your body and shoulders be super heavy. And breathe. Come back up. And let's go into downward facing dog. So inhale, spread your fingers wide, every knuckle pressing into the floor, downward facing dog. Push the hips up, press your heels back and down, but don't reach. Zero unnecessary effort, please. Make sure your knees aren't locked. If you like your legs straight, that's fine, but please don't lock your knees, like ever. Make sure your neck is long so your shoulders aren't eating your neck. Let this be an effortless down dog. How much effort can you not do in this down dog? Shake your head, relax your face. We're just gonna stretch out the shoulders for a second. So drop your knees, just come up onto your knees. Woo, almost fell. Interlace your fingers behind your back and let's just lift the heart. No, you're not going to let your butt stick out. You're going to take your tailbone down, just like camel pose, and just lift your heart. Don't overthink it. And then just go back to down dog. Oh, that's better. My chest is nice and open now. That's lovely. So bring your toes in towards one another. I'm going to lift my right leg up behind me. Again, as effortless as you can. Try not to strain. And if this is too much, you can definitely do it with your knee down. You don't have to be in down dog. Stretching the leg back. At first, my hips point straight down. Then I'm going to bend my knee and open my hip up try to keep your shoulders parallel to the floor. So even though my right hip is stacked on my left, I'm keeping my shoulders pointing down and my neck soft. Great. Then very gently bring that right knee down to the floor. Come on up, and as you do, stretch your left leg out to the left, okay? So this is a straight line on my right side, heart open. And then a different version of open gate. Both these poses are called open gate for some reason. I don't know why. Left hand is gonna walk down as far as it can. I'm gonna try not to hunch over. I'm gonna try to keep my heart open towards the right arm up and over. Ground down with your right knee and shin and top of the foot and toenails. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then come on up, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands down. Let's do a cat and cow just for fun. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. Down dog. We're going to do all that on the other side. So bring your big toes close to one another. Left leg's just going to go straight up. And at first, shoulders and hips point straight down. So everything's parallel with the floor. Notice where you are overexerting. Stop that. And then bend the left knee and let the left hip stack on the right, but try to keep your shoulders pointed down. Neck soft, jaw soft, face soft. And then bring that left knee down to the floor. You're going to come up and your right foot goes right out to the right. Okay? So the heart's lifted. I know you can't see my face, that's fine. You're going to ground down into your knee and your shin and the top of your foot. And you're going to take your right hand down, walk it towards the ankle, and left arm up and over. And breathe. Breathe from the tips, from your left fingernails, all the way down to where the knee touches the mat. And again, it's real easy for the heart to point down. You're going to do your best to point your heart up. We're going to do this again in a little while in another pose. Good. Both arms up, nice and tall. Good. Come on your hands and knees. We're going to do a little flow. We're not going to do any Sri Namaskars. We're not going to do any sun salutes today. So we're going to do this little flow instead. So you're going to inhale in your cow. So your butt's up and your heart reaches forward. And you're going to exhale into your cat. You're going to inhale, come all the way up and reach for the sky. And you're going to exhale into your down dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, child's pose. So you're going to take a full breath in child's pose. Big inhale. Exhale. We're going to do that flow a few times. Really breathe with it. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round your back, cat. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank, strong plank. Child's pose, exhale. Full breath in your child's pose. Big inhale. Exhale, release down. Ready? Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. We're going to keep going this time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down dog. Nice and fluid. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, child's pose. We're going to keep going this time like you're moving through molasses. Inhale, nice and slow and controlled. Cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, up, reach for the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. If you want, you can let your knees and hips drop, but don't let your shoulders eat your neck. Nice long neck. Exhale, child's pose. One more time. Inhale, cow. Heart forward, butt up. Exhale, all the air out as your spine goes to the sky. Inhale, reach for the sky. Up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into that plank, or you can do cobra. You can drop your knees if you keep your neck long, only if you keep your neck long. Child's pose. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Oh, there's a bee. Maybe that's my mom. Hello. Keep doing that. Stay in your child's pose. I'm going to open the screen so the bee can go out. Oh, it left. Maybe that was my mommy. She came to visit. That's so nice. All right, let's keep going. Come on. Just come onto your hands and knees, and I'm going to bring my right foot forward. And then you're just going to wiggle around in that. So I'm going to keep both hands on the inside. Again, I have super long legs, so that's more comfortable for me to have both hands, arms inside of the right knee. If you like it better on the outside, that's totally fine. I also know ladies who have large chests to do this, have the hand on the outside, is not comfortable at all. We're going to do a nice yummy twist here. So you get to decide how low your hips get, okay? You don't want to be just like hanging out in your ligaments, right? So if this is too far, then that's fine. You pull it back, okay? Whatever height works for you. Also, if this hurts your knee a lot, fold your mat over. Get some more cushion. Always be like super unreasonably kind and gentle with your knees. Hands to prayer. We're just going to do this gentle twist. So left elbow to the right knee. I'm going to push my right hand into my left, and that, as you may notice, physics, it moves your rib cage further around. Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths. If you're ever twisting so much that you can no longer breathe, you have twisted too far. Unreasonably deep breaths, please. And then come on back. If you want to, just take your arms up. Bring your hands down. Again, inside. This time, everybody inside the right foot. Bring it back, and you're just going to do some knee circles. Woo! Like you're drawing a huge circle with that right knee. You'll get into your glutes, get into your hips, warming everything up. Great. Drop the knee. Let's just take a down dog. I like sometimes to do a super wide-footed down dog, so my pinky toes are hanging off the mat. And then sometimes I bring my thumbs closer together and push the hips up and back. Feel your spine lengthen. Great. Let's do all that on the other side. So knees down. You're just going to step this left foot forward and then just get into that hip a little bit. Wiggle around, side to side, forward and back. Hello, hip. Hello. Get in there. How's it doing? Are you sitting in front of a screen all day long? Great. Let's just do this twist. So make sure you're from your knee to your heel, straight up and down, right, like a pillar. I'm going to come up, put my hands together, and maybe you just do this, right? Maybe you can't get your elbow all the way to the other side. Totally fine. You know, you can also just do this. Totally fine. Press the left hand into the right, and so it spins those ribs around. You can look up at the ceiling. Your neck is so crazy long, so long. Never letting those shoulders eat the neck. Belly in. Slow, long breaths. Inhale. Exhale, both hands inside the left foot. You're going to bring this knee back, and we're just going to make some knee circles. Up and around, so my elbows bend, especially the opposite elbow. My right elbow goes out. Getting in there. Great. Knees down, back to down dog. Slow, long breaths. Again, play with your feet. All right, is it more comfortable to have them wide apart? Sometimes it's nice, just bend my knees real deep, push my ice cream filled belly right between my thighs, and then straighten the legs. Never locking the knees, but straighten. So bend the knees like they're gonna touch the floor, push your tush up, and press your belly button right between your thighs, and then straighten the legs. That feels good. One more. Bend your knees, butt up, belly back, And then heels reach down. That's good. Bring your feet back towards one another. Lift your right leg up, and then step your right foot to the top of the mat. As we've discussed, if it doesn't make it there on its own, you just help it out. This is going to be our only standing lunge that we do. So whatever you need to do. Again, your knee can be down, right? Remember that everything I'm saying is suggestion only, right? So I'm going to come up to a standing lunge. You can also drop the heel down if that feels better too, right? Listen to your body, y'all. I'm going to inhale, bring my arms up. And I'm going to exhale, twist the opposite way with my arms out to the side. See that? You can see that, right? If you want to make it harder, my arms are going to go up and I'm going to straighten the front leg. And then exhale, same thing. It's like warrior two, but twisted. One more of those. You can keep the front knee bent or straighten it with me. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Then you're just going to put that left hand on the floor like you just tipped over. Left hand down, right arm up. The back knee can be down. Either way, you're twisting. Neck long. From wrist to wrist, a straight line. Big inhale. Exhale. Right hand down. Drop the knee. Bring the right knee back with it. Do the same thing we did before. Just come up onto your knees. Tailbone long. Interlace your fingers, but interlace them the weird way. Just like the wrong foot in front, right? So the way that feels super weird, like there's somebody else's hands. And then lift the chest. Arms up. Back to down dog. Let's just do the other side. Left foot can go up. Left foot to the top of the mat. We're going to come up to standing lunge. Again, the back knee can be down or the back heel can be down. Arms up. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Good. If you want to get weird with me, inhale, arms up. Straighten the leg. And then exhale, bend the knee and twist. Same thing. Rad. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And then you're just going to tip over. Boom. Right hand down, left arm up. Stack the left shoulder on the right. Look up at the thumb. Good. This time, your left hand's going to come down inside the left foot. I'm going to wiggle my left foot over to the left edge of my mat. And then I'm going to bring my right foot up to the right edge of my mat. And then come on down. Whew. So, if this is not comfortable, then you're doing it right. Your knees are up, right? If your heels don't touch the floor, I do this. I can rock like from side to side, so one heel down and then the other. That works for me. I also, as you may notice, have freaky long legs and like zero torso. So like my knee is right next to my shoulder. It's weird. My body's weird shapes. It's true. But you can press your palms together, tailbone long, belly in. You can also have a block, a blanket, a kitten, anything underneath your butt. So you don't have to do this. And again, you don't have to do any of this, right? Isn't that nice? And then the best part of this pose is this. Yes, God. With your knees wide, hands behind your knees, let's roll up and back like we did before, but this time with your knees wide. I think that was enough effort, don't you? Great. Come up to seated pose. Okay. We're going to do what we did before, but a little bit different. So you're going to bring I'm going to bring my left foot in, my right leg out. Okay, so we were in this position before, but we're going to do something different with it. So I'm going to take my right hand down towards my right foot. Maybe you can touch your toes. But again, that's more of a function of how long your limbs are, not a function of how flexible you are. I have freaky long arms, so look, I can touch. Doesn't make my life any better. Big circles with the left arm. And then I'm going to bring this left arm up and over. And this deep stretch through the left side. So my right hand can be on my toes, ankle, knee, doesn't matter. I used to be able to get this hand to my toes. Oh, I still kind of can. But you want to keep your heart open. So if you can bring that, but you're here, that's really not, right? Again, all this effort for nothing. Effort is so overrated. Armpit to the sky. And let's do another one of these open gates. So bring your left hand behind you. Big body, full body yawn. Up. Yeah. Good. And come on down. Let's do one of these. Feet flat. My fingers point to my tush. Just lift up. Open the chest. Scoop your tush. Good. Come on down. Other side. So my left leg's out. My right foot is in. I'm going to take my left hand down to my left foot, ankle, toes, whatever, doesn't matter. Big circles with my right arm. Whew. Notice when the arm goes back. Wow, that's intense. Also notice if somebody put Rice Krispies in your arm, your shoulder socket. You ever hear that? It feels like there's gummy bears or Rice Krispies or something. There's some delicious food item in my shoulder socket for sure. And then bring this right arm up and over. Breathe through the right side. Whew. Try to keep your heart looking at the sky. Good. Come on up. We're going to do that same open gate. So right hand behind you. It's like over to the side and behind you. My left foot's going to come flat on the floor. And I'm going to reach up and back. Maybe more of a back bend this time. Maybe. And then come down. Good. On all fours, lifting your heart up. Feet flat. Fingernails point to your tush. Push down into your heels. Lift up. You can let your head drop back, but just for a second. I only allow it for a second. Let your tush drop down. Great. Press your heels away. I'm going to take all of this good on my tush. Move it out of the way. Have you heard that new Beyonce song where she says, if you don't jump when you put on jeans, you don't know my pain? Oh my God, I've never related to anything more. Lift your heart up, shoulders down. So I'm going to take my right hand to my left shin, ankle, toes. So again, I can touch my toes, doesn't matter. I'm going to reach this left arm up, and just like we did before when we were in that lunge, left arm goes behind you. And you're going to look back at that left thumb. And notice how much your shoulders want to eat your neck. Woo! Drop that. How long can you get your spine in this pose? Spine is straight up and down. So you're shaped like a letter L, laying down. Great. Both arms up. Good. This time, if you want to, instead of bending your knees, you point your toes, fingers point to your tush, and lift up this way. Totally understandable if you want to bend your knees. Good. Release. Other side. Arms up. My left hand's going to go to my right shin, ankle, toes, doesn't matter. My right arm's going to reach up and back. Look at your right thumb. Keep shooting a laser out through your left leg, right? Your left leg's like, oh, cool, I'm all done here. Reach back, drop your shoulders, release any effort you don't need. Face. Again, my jaw always wants to help. It's always trying to help. Both arms up. Good. One more time. Hands behind you, fingernails point to your butt. Knees bent or legs straight. Come on up. Big open chest. Exhale, release. Good. We're going to do Baddha Konasana again. I feel like last week we had our heels in nice and close. This time, let your feet be away from you a little bit so your legs make a pretty diamond shape. So again, I have long arms, so I can get my elbows in front of my shins. Doesn't matter. But whatever you can do, this is a hunchasana. You're going to let yourself hunch over. And you're going to bring your breath into your back. Let your head hang. Bring your hands behind you. I think we did this last week. We're going to do some windshield wiper knees just to get out any more in those hips. Good. I think that's it, you guys. I feel like that was enough effort. I'm positive that Carol Atkinson would say that was way more than enough. I'm like kind of almost maybe a little bit sweating. How dare you? Let's come down into Shavasana. Or onto our back. Not Shavasana yet. We're just going to do a little bit more here. So the same thing as before. Stretch your arms and legs away from one another. And then hug that right knee in. This time you're going to hold onto it. Okay? You're going to inhale, bring your nose or forehead to your knee. Exhale, keep it in that tight, the knee in that tightly. Drop your head slowly back down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, forehead to your knee, squeeze the knee in. Keep squeezing the knee in that much. Slowly drop your head back down. One more. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower your head. Stretch the left leg away from you, and then let the left leg become dead weight. Just hugging that knee in. Whew, that feels nice. Super gentle twist. So I grab onto that right knee with my left hand, draw it across. This is a great place for a block, for your knee or for your elbow. Let gravity do all the work here, please. Your job is just to relax and let go. Come back onto your back, both legs straight. Stretch yourself out long. Stretch your fingernails from your toenails. Left knee in. Both hands on the knee. And then inhale, forehead to your knee. Keep squeezing that tightly. Exhale, drop your head back down slowly. Inhale, forehead to your knee. Exhale, lower your head back down. Udamas, inhale. Squeeze the knee in so tight. Exhale, lower your head back down. That knee is squeezed in so tightly. Just hang out there for a second. You're going to stretch the right leg, the extended leg away from you, and then let it relax. Let it become dead weight. Just hold here for a few breaths. And then grab the left knee with the right hand and guide it across. The thigh will come away from your belly, obviously, when you come into a twist. You don't have to keep it hugged in that tightly. The left arm, the extended arm, can be straight. It can be bent. It's sometimes nice to stretch it back behind your head. I should have told you that on the other side. Sorry. Good. Back onto your back. Stretch your arms straight out to the sides. I used to say like Jesus. I guess I could say that. Stretch your arms up. That's very blasphemous, but you know what I mean. Stretch your arms straight out to the side. Let your knees flop from side to side. Just same thing, windshield wiper knees. And then we're going to do one more thing. You're going to lift your feet up. You're going to let your legs be like very lazily bent, okay? You're going to let them both drop over to one side. And then, this is a little confusing, but only if you think about it. Thinking ruins everything, so don't think about it, just do it. The top leg is going to come up and over to the other side. It's going to go as far as it can without the other leg coming up. Eventually the other leg does come up unless you're in Cirque du Soleil. Drop that knee, drop the other knee on top. All right? So the top knee is going to try to travel as far as it can to the other side without the other one. Eventually the other one is like, wait, where are you going? And then flops on top. All right? Left leg or top leg up, travel, other leg flops on top. Good. Top leg up and over and flop on top. As relaxed as you can as you make this gentle movement. So we're getting some opening in the hips, a little massage for the lower back. Slowly, slowly move. Just a few more times. Close your eyes here. How little effort can you exert as you let your legs flop from side to side? And then when you're ready, come into your Shavasana, back to where we started. Toes flop open, palms face the ceiling. Make sure those shoulder blades are flat on your back. Let the back of your neck reach for the floor, but not so much. Just tuck your chin in a little bit. You're going to swallow and relax your throat. You're going to relax your forehead. Relax all the muscles around your eyeballs. Imagine your eyeballs could just fall to the back of your head. Your fingertips curl up a little bit. Let your breath slow down like it did at the beginning. And again, when your mind wanders to what you're going to do next, or what you should have been doing the past 20 minutes instead of doing yoga with me, you're going to gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. It's all that exists. And all you have to do is breathe. Our diligent little brains. Just when it feels as though you couldn't possibly relax anymore. On your next exhale, you're going to relax even more. Surrender even more. And then whatever feels like it wants to wiggle, you're going to let it wiggle. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll over onto one side. Press yourself up. Come to a seated position. I'm going to do a reading for you that I love very much. It reminds me a lot of my mom because my mom was very, very devoted to comfort. And I think that's so beautiful, specifically in the world we live in Western culture. We are so suspicious of softness and comfort. And so this is my Emmanuel book again. And somebody asks Emmanuel, I start out being disciplined with my spiritual practices and then I fall back and I stop. I feel like I have let God down. And Emmanuel says, self-indulgence is not the way to clarity, but neither is self-discipline in the manner that denies who you are. Find something that you do want to do. There is no purpose for discipline other than to quiet your mind. And if the mind is in rebellion because you hate what you're doing, it will not be quieted. The only thing required on the spiritual path is your commitment to truth, your longing to find love of yourself and love of all that is. This one commitment will bring you home and bring you peace, regardless of how many careless things you do, regardless of how many days you allowed yourself to be happy and comfortable. Be clear with that commitment and leave the rest up to your good wisdom. That reminds me of my mom because she was very committed to making yourself comfortable and happy. And I hope you do too, specifically in the middle of all this trauma. Thank you for practicing with me. Thank you for being here. I wish you peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May you walk your path in joyfulness. Bye.